When we talk about working in Denmark, one of the most important and sometimes least understood pillars of the labor market is the role of unions. And understanding what they actually do for employees is essential for anyone who wants to navigate their career with confidence. In this video, we will walk through how Danish unions support employees in practice, what you as a worker should realistically expect, and how to think strategically about whether and how to engage with them. To start, it is important to recognize that the Danish labor market is built on what is often called the flexicurity model. Employers have a relatively high degree of flexibility to hire and terminate employees, while workers are protected through strong collective agreements, social safety nets, and active labor market policies. Unions are central to making this work. Instead of relying primarily on detailed labor laws, Denmark relies heavily on collective bargaining between unions and employer associations to define pay, working time, holidays, pensions, training opportunities, and a wide range of working conditions. For you as an employee, this means that much of what actually shapes your day-to-day work life is negotiated not by parliament, but by unions and employer organizations, sector by sector. From a practical standpoint, one of the most tangible contributions of Danish unions is their involvement in collective agreements, often referred to as overenskomster. If you work in a sector covered by a collective agreement, your baseline salary, overtime rules, standard working hours, holiday entitlements, maternity and paternity leave conditions, pension contributions, and sometimes even elements like canteen arrangements or clothing allowances are not left purely to individual negotiation. Instead, they are set through structured negotiations between unions and employers at the sector or company level. This gives you a level of predictability and fairness that is difficult to achieve in purely individual arrangements, particularly in industries where employees might otherwise have limited bargaining power. Another critical area where unions support employees is in providing individual advice and case handling. If you have a question about your contract, your salary level, your working hours, or whether a particular clause is legal or compliant with the collective agreement, union advisors can help you interpret the rules and understand your rights. Importantly, if a dispute arises with your employer, whether around dismissal, discrimination, unpaid wages, or breaches of the agreement, the union can represent you in dialogue with the company and, if needed, escalate the case through formal grievance and arbitration channels. For many employees, this legal and procedural support is the main reason for being a member. It means you are not standing alone if something goes wrong. Unions in Denmark also play a central role in supporting professional and career development. Many larger unions are organized around specific professions, such as engineers, economists, teachers, nurses, or IT specialists, and they offer services tailored to those fields. This often includes career counseling, feedback on CVs and applications, guidance on salary benchmarks when you negotiate a new job, and sometimes access to courses, certifications, or professional networks. For you, this can translate into better informed career decisions, stronger negotiation positions, and access to development opportunities that might not be visible from your current role alone. It is also worth highlighting the interaction between unions and unemployment insurance funds, known as A-Kasse. While unions and A-Kasse are formally separate entities, many unions are closely affiliated with an A-Kasse, and employees often join both. The A-Kasse handles your eligibility for unemployment benefits if you lose your job, while the union can help with legal and contractual issues around termination, as well as supporting you in re-entering the labor market. From an employee's perspective, this combined infrastructure can provide a relatively robust safety net. If you are dismissed, you have income support through the A-Kasse and professional, legal, and career guidance through your union. In daily working life, unions also act as a voice for employees inside companies. In many Danish workplaces, you will find elected union representatives, known as tillidsrepræsentanter. These representatives serve as a bridge between employees and management. They are involved in local dialogue about working conditions, organizational changes, and in some cases restructuring or downsizing. If you face an issue at work, say workload pressure, unfair treatment, or unclear changes in your role, The union representative is often your first point of contact to raise concerns in a structured and protected way. This creates an internal mechanism for resolving tensions before they escalate and helps maintain a more balanced relationship between individual employees and management. At a broader level, unions contribute to shaping labor market standards and public policy. They are active participants in national-level negotiations, tripartite discussions with the government and employer organizations, and public debates on topics such as working time, pensions, education, and health and safety. While this may feel far removed from your daily tasks, it has a direct impact on the framework conditions for your work life. Things like parental leave rules, training schemes, or retirement options. In this sense, when you are a union member, part of your contribution helps fund the collective effort to influence the long-term direction of the labor market in favor of workers' interests. For employees who are new to Denmark or to the Danish labor model, it is reasonable to ask what you should concretely expect if you decide to join a union. First, you should expect structured information about your rights and obligations in your specific sector. A competent union will be able to explain the relevant collective agreement in clear terms, tell you what salary range is typical for your profile, and advise you on what to watch for in a new contract. Second, you should expect access to professional advice when you face changes, a promotion, a job switch, a redundancy notice, or questions about parental leave. Third, you should expect representation and legal support if a conflict arises that you cannot resolve directly with your employer. Fourth, you should expect ongoing opportunities to engage through courses, seminars, newsletters, or local meetings, at a level that fits your preferences and time. It is equally important to understand the limits of what unions do. Being a union member does not guarantee that you will never be dismissed, that you will always receive a specific salary, or that all workplace problems will be solved instantly. Denmark's model still allows for employer flexibility, and economic realities do affect negotiations. Unions work to secure fair processes, reasonable outcomes, and proper enforcement of agreements, not to eliminate all risk or all difficult decisions. You should also be aware that membership typically comes with a monthly fee, which varies by union and profession. The value of that fee needs to be assessed relative to the services you receive and the protection you gain, which will differ depending on your sector, seniority, and risk profile. When deciding how to engage with unions, it can be helpful to take a structured approach. Start by identifying which union is most relevant for your profession or sector. Most Danish unions maintain clear guidance on their websites about who they represent. Review the collective agreement that applies to your current or target job, paying attention to salary scales, working time, overtime rules, and benefits. Consider what kind of support you would want if you faced a dispute or a layoff, and whether you would feel comfortable managing that alone. You can also look at the additional services, career counseling, salary benchmarks, events, and whether these align with your development goals. For international employees in particular, unions can also serve as cultural translators, helping you understand not only the formal rules, but also the unwritten norms of Danish workplaces, such as approaches to hierarchy, feedback, and work-life balance. To close, Danish unions are not simply emergency services you call when something has gone wrong. They are integral actors in shaping the conditions under which you work every day. For employees, this translates into 3 core areas of support: predictable and collectively negotiated standards for pay and conditions, individual advice and representation when you face challenges or transitions, and a broader voice working on your behalf in the evolution of the labor market. As you think about your own career in Denmark, whether you are just entering the workforce, changing jobs, or taking on more responsibility, being informed about how unions operate and what you can reasonably expect from them is a key part of managing your professional life deliberately and with a clear view of your options.